Hi, I'm Dan Ihara.
Hi, I'm Dan Yamane. I'm also otherwise known as the other Dan.
OD. And welcome to the Real Estate Planner Podcast, Episode 1.
The best time to sell. All right, Dan. Question I have for you is this the right time to sell an investment property?
Well, my first question to you, Dan, is what's causing you to want to sell?
I don't want to take care of it no more. I think I don't want to do the maintenance anymore.
The investment property?
Yeah.
You're tired of the tenant? What's wrong with the property?
It's older property. I had it for a while in the family, so it's about time.
So you're thinking of selling the property?
Yeah.
Well, if you're thinking of selling, I would have to say it's probably a good time to sell for a couple of reasons. Number one, we just passed the peak of the market and it's starting to dip a little. It's so-called correcting. You know, we had 2 years of 20% growth each year simultaneously. It's crazy, right? So too much growth. What happens after that, it corrects itself. And that's where we are today. It's in a correcting mode. The other good thing about putting your house in the market now is there's really no inventory. There's no inventory out there. And anybody that's putting their property on, if it's priced well, we get multiple offers and you get it to bid out. So that's definitely it. But in regard to your investment property, keep in mind that when you sell it, there could be significant capital gains taxes that you'd be responsible for.
Yeah, but what do you mean by capital gains taxes?
So what it is the government is going to charge you a percentage on the gain of your property. So how do you determine that? If we take a look at your cost basis, so what you bought it for or what it was transferred to you at, right? And that's called your cost basis. From that cost basis up to what you sell it at, minus the cost of selling, is the gain. Okay, of that gain, you're going to be charged state and federal capital gains taxes, right? And that could be significant in many, many cases. So what we can do for you, first of all, is measure that, find out if there is significant capital gain, and if there is, we can kind of give you a rough idea. What that's going to cost you, what your tax liabilities are.
Oh yeah, I really would like to do that.
So that's the first step. We'll do that.
Okay.
My guess, based on when you bought it, is you're going to have significant gain, but we'll write those numbers by you. The other thing is we're going to ask you to talk to your CPA, your tax accountant, and we want them to give you a number that they're going to tell you what the tax liability is. Because I'm not that smart. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a tax accountant. I don't play one on TV, right? But so we want your representative to do that.
No, okay.
But we'll give you a rough idea. So number one, we'll give you a rough idea what your capital gains tax is. Second is when you sell that to defer it, you can do this thing called a 1031 exchange. A 1031 exchange is a way that you can defer your capital gains taxes all the way until you pass on, where you eliminate capital gains taxes. And that's how we help people create generational wealth.
So just to recap on that, so if I defer capital gains, that means I don't have to pay
it.
Oh, okay.
There's no cost.
Oh, that sounds
So you could sell $1 million property, buy an equal or greater than property. Let's say you sell $1 million, you buy $1 million. There's no capital gains tax, right? And you can get rid of a property that's got some deferred maintenance and buy something that maybe is newer and doesn't have that deferred maintenance.
Okay.
So that's not a headache for the household. Right? And we also have a partner that will help you manage those properties to make that easy for you.
So do you have any tools or process that would tell me how well, I know how well my property is performing today, and how do I know if I'm buying into the right property? Right?
Good question. So what we do with all of our investors, is we take a look at each property that they own and do what we call an asset performance test.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
What is an asset?
Well, what we do is we measure the rate of return on that asset. We take a look at the cash-on-cash return on that asset to see. So here's what it looks like. Every investment property, you have income minus your expenses. Once we get your income and your expenses, we can determine your net operating income on a monthly basis. We annualize that, we times that by 12,
and
then we divide it by what the value of the property is.
Okay.
That'll give you a percentage.
Okay.
And you want that to be as high as you can get in this market. Typically 3 or 4% in our markets, kind of what we're getting.
Oh, okay.
You go to other states, you can get 10 or 12%.
Is that an easy thing to do, or?
Yeah, absolutely. We invest all over. We have properties in Georgia. We had some in Texas. where your rate of return is much higher. Your appreciation may not be as high though.
No.
So a lot of folks would rather stay in Hawaii mainly because it's comfortable, and I get that. If you have a little bit of risk tolerance, then you might want to step out and go to other areas. We buy in many Kentucky, Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee, area where the land's cheaper and rental income's decent. So we can get 10-15% returns on our money.
Oh, wow, that's pretty darn high. So if I talk to Khalil and, is there anything, other options besides the 1031 exchange, or is that the only option?
It's the only way to defer your capital gains
Okay,
taxes. Buying other real estate, so you could buy it here in Hawaii or buy it on the mainland. There is one other option.
Oh, what is
it's
that?
still real estate. It's called a Delaware Statutory Trust.
Okay.
So a DST is a tool that has a group of people, up to 500 people, that buy into this A-class asset. Right? And those are newer properties. They're all over the country. There are many different types of DSTs out there. We typically go with the largest entity out there that we've been using for about 8 years now. We actually own a DST. We did a 1031 exchange with the property and bought into
that
it.
sounds pretty cool.
And I get 4.5% return on my money with no headaches or hassles. So it was much better than what I had before, because mine prior to that was only getting 2.1%. So I doubled my money without any headache or hassles. And if you're looking for removing a burden of a property and making some money on it, we can definitely help with that area.
No, that sounds more like what I want, because I'm kind of retired and want to just play golf. I don't want to go fix toilets. Paint the house.
And the DST is the ideal solution for that.
Oh, okay, terrific.
So first step is we'll go take a look at the property, see what it looks like, put a value on it, and then we'll also then look for other properties of its similar value for replacement. Take a look at the Delaware Statutory Trust as a safety net or a replacement, and away we go.
Oh, all right.
Within a couple months we'll be done, and you're not going to have to worry about your property.
Sounds terrific. Yeah. How do we get started?
Here's how you get started, Brady.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Hey, we hope you found value in our Real Estate Planner podcast. If you have a similar situation or just have some questions, call the number below. If you have any topics you'd like to learn, leave a comment below.
Or remember to share, like, and follow us so you don't miss the next episode. Thanks again. Aloha.
Aloha, everybody.